Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Let's talk about the facts. Let's talk about the things that you can learn right now by everything that's going on around us so it doesn't happen again. So I have a lot of different people that watch my channel, from homesteaders to stay-at-home moms to you good-looking dudes out there to you preppers and homesteaders and whatnots. All of you collectively are going to have a different thought on what I'm about to say. Some of you are going to disagree. Some of you are going to say, right on, sister. It's okay. As long as it strikes a chord and it makes you think. And think about what's going on. And think about how we can be better going forward. What you can self-improve on. That's the goal. Whether you agree with me or not. Now, I don't mean to scare you. So if I do, or if I get on your nerves, click it off. Because that's not where we want to be here today. It's not what we want to do. But I want you to pay attention to what's going on around us, because if you have been in tune with our society at all, in tune with what goes on in our country, in our world, in our politics and everything, just within the past 10 to 20 years, even less than that, you're going to understand that there is a certain play out of activities and behaviors and things that happen. And a lot of us folks that are kind of on the inside of things, meaning we kind of keep to ourselves, we try to homestead ourselves, we try to be more self-reliant, we tend to be more in tune to, okay, this is happening today, so that's going to predict, will this happen tonight or tomorrow? I cannot tell you enough of the things that are happening right now that, to be honest with you, we were and several people that I know, we were having conversations with them weeks ago about what you're seeing today. It's almost like you could almost get a crystal ball and play it out. Now, not everything goes exact, but we're pretty darn close. Now, do I think we're going to go full-blown crazy with this? I don't know. To be honest with you, we're going to be okay. Here's how we're going to be okay. First of all, if we take self-responsibility and what we need to do, okay? It doesn't really matter, and when you're talking about a true health crisis, the reality is, folks, is we got to have all hands on deck and all brains operating right to understand how we need to be behaving and modifying our behaviors. You can read that anywhere. You can go read the CDC. You can turn on the news. You can talk to somebody else, and they're going to tell you the exact same things. Shouldn't we all know by now? We go through this every single year with different diseases and different viruses and different things, and we do the same things, but for whatever reason with this, because we feel like it's pressing on our personal freedoms, I think a lot of us are being combative in going and doing what we need to do. I've seen on Facebook a lot of different people fighting today. It's really escalated and arguing about how things need to stay open and things need to stay shut and this and this and this. And folks, I'm going to tell you the first things first. You don't need to be fighting with people, okay? It's gone from more of a let's work together and be kumbaya to now it's starting to hit home. When you ask people to stay home and you ask people to stop working and you ask people to stop doing what they normally do every single day, whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, it doesn't matter. At some point, that's going to hit a mental brick wall for them. They're going to start getting a little stir crazy. We're going to start having some cabin fever. We're going to start being a little bit nippier. And that's going to vary from person to person because the stress level is starting to get higher and higher. Because most people can think, oh yeah, I can hang out at home for 2 or 3 days and think it's going to go away. It's not. You need to watch the behaviors of people around you. This is what you need to be watching for. Let me go through some of the things that I've already been experiencing and to let you know what you need to be looking for and to be thinking about so that the next time this isn't you. So if you're in the self-reliant crowd of any level, at some given point, you've probably had conversations with people that you know, friends, family, people down the road, maybe a loose conversation with somebody standing when you were buying chicken feed. And they say something or they're talking about something and they think everything is a bunch of nonsense. Everything is a bunch of bunk. Why would you do that? Comments are made on Facebook and social media all the time of why would you ever want to grow a garden when Kroger has everything that you need? Really? Do they today? Do they today? Now, I'm not trying to badger you, and I'm not trying to peck you like a mother hen, but if you have fallen into this category at even any given time, you need to stop that behavior. This whole idea that preppers and that people that are prepared, that they're just a bunch of crazies, is overall not true. Are there some extremists? Sure, there's extremists in any category you go to. But folks, I want you to think about what your great-great-great-grandmother did 24/7, 365 a year. This was the lifestyle that they lived all the time. Were they hoarding rice and toilet paper? No. But they were always living season to season and hoping they could stretch to the next, into 2 seasons ahead, 4 seasons ahead, whatever they can do. You come from, whether you had farmers in your life 100, 200 years ago or not, everybody was always focused on thinking ahead. We have gotten way too relaxed on that. I had somebody ask me today if I had any masks. And I looked at the person and I said, do you realize, number one, that we were on a shortage weeks ago? And number two, do you realize that our healthcare system is on a shortage? What makes you think today that you're going to get one? See, this is where it falls into. This is why you're so important, because the folks that don't are going to be reliant and have to be reliant on those that do. Now, I can say right now, let me be blunt, cover little Johnny's ears. That pisses me off. It should piss you off. But we can't get pissed off. If you are in the category of being a homesteader, if you have been doing your due diligence, if you have been putting up your sheep, if you have been smart, please think outside the box of just taking care of you and your family. When I say your family, I'm talking mama, daddy, kids, maybe your mama or your nana. You're probably going to be leaned on more than that. That is why that this community, and I've said this for years, this community, you know, folks, we're looking at a country right now, the people that are farmers, truckers, first responders, and healthcare are making this country tick. No one else is. Folks that are sitting in armchairs with a lot of opinions on social media, they're not contributing one damn thing right now, except trouble. Okay? People that are literally scrambling because they said that people like us were a bunch of idiots aren't contributing one damn thing right now. We hope they can. We need them to. We need everybody to be digging deep and to understand that what can we all do to stay calm. So I've been asked for masks. I've been asked for animals. Folks, it's hitting a point where people will not necessarily admit just yet that they've been wrong mocking you or mocking people like us for the past 5 to 10 years, but they know. So we have to be the bigger people. We have to be the 2 to 3% that pull us out. Now, in terms of a health crisis, we hope everybody gets the brain action enough to go, I got to be smart. You got to do your due diligence on cleanliness and washing your hands and social distancing and do what they say. No one wants chaos. No one wants rioting. No one wants this to go where it could. And how do we keep that from happening next time? I see a lot of people scrambling to get their gardens in right now. And I've said this on another video that's probably coming out. You need to scramble to get your garden out as soon as you can, because you should be scrambling every single year. You know why? Because the reality is you could be in a massive pandemic right now. You could be in a major social disruption right now. How are you going to put a garden in and then the weather doesn't cooperate with you? Tennessee has gotten tons of rain the past 2 to 3 years. We've had incredible tornadic events. You could go out right now and plant a whole acre of potatoes. And I bet you a donut, you've got more than a 50% chance that in a month from now, they might start rotting. What are you going to do? So where am I going with this? What I'm saying is, you don't start planting a garden and being a prepper in the middle of a national crisis. This is something that's supposed to have been happening. And the thing is you should be planting your garden because that's extending your pantry. But the reality is you should have multiple levels of a pantry. Anybody that's telling you to go plant kale right now is going to save you is giving you a falsehood. Will it help? Yes. Hopefully your crop will come in fabulously and it's going to give you a lot of valuable nutrition for you, your children, your pet rabbit. But the reality is you should be stockpiled with items in major varieties already in your home. You should have days of canning set aside. Now listen, I know you're going to say, I don't have time for that. I work a full-time job. I don't know how to can. You're crazy lady, whatever. Okay, well, I get it. But the next time you go to the grocery store when this all calms down, instead of getting one little jar of Peter Pan peanut butter, get 2. Instead of getting 1 jar of marinara, maybe get 3. Instead of getting 2 packets of spaghetti noodles, get 3, get 4. That stuff is cheap. Put it away. The reason you're seeing a run on toilet paper is because people didn't do their due diligence. I know this is going to make you mad. I know some of you are going to say, I can't afford to. I agree that there are people in the world, in this nation, that have a difficult time financially. But I can also point out a lot of people that say that go and get their hair done, that go and get their nails done. I know people in years past that complained about how they just couldn't prep like they should, and they know they should, but they don't have the money. And do you know that same person went to the beach and went on a Disney cruise with their 2 children the same year? Don't tell me you don't have money to buy extra toilet paper before times get bad, because frankly, 9 times out of 10, that's not the truth, and no one believes it. Now, you don't want to hear all this. You don't want to see my tag sticking up either. I know, but I got to sound off. I know there's a huge portion of you that are feeling this burden. It's very disappointing because once again, we're being leaned on when we've been saying and saying and saying. You know, I don't know if you've been on Facebook. There's a ton of memes that it's like, yeah, now that your neighborhood chicken lady's not so crazy, and all those homesteaders aren't so stupid. It's true. Embrace these people and support them. Because the thing is people like me are doing things because we feel connected to it. We do these things because we want to give our children a chance, and we do this because we want to give the world that we live in a chance. Okay? So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you've been saying, what can I do? There is a lot. If you live in an apartment, there are so many skills that you can learn and that you can teach. I can't crochet worth a flip. It does not take 10 acres, 4 donkeys, 3 sheep, 200 chickens, and 75 men that I've given birth to go out there and work to learn how to crochet or to make bread or to learn how to can. Vital skills are very important, and all of us can have some, because collectively, that's everything. So listen, while we're locked down, while you can't go anywhere or shouldn't be going anywhere, other than maybe if you have to go to the store for something very important or medication for you or for someone else, you need some time to decompress. But this is a time for you to look at the fact that we are being challenged. This is the time for you to realize you're being given a second chance, hopefully. What can you do? What can you learn? How can we learn from this so that the next time it's just not this way? Just imagine that if 10% of the population learns from this and modifies their behavior, how this could change anything going forward. We'd have more food, we'd have more preparedness, and Lord knows we may not be fighting over toilet paper as much. But you need to look around, because I'm telling you, it's like a novel is being read to you right now. It's just whether or not you are able to pick up on it. I had someone tell me this morning, they said, I hope I don't sound paranoid saying this, but at times I feel like I'm really truly watching the beginnings of a doomsday movie or novel rolling out in front of me. And I said, you are. I said, it's just a matter of where, though, does it cut off and stop? We have a choice in all of this. We do, whether we want to admit it or not. So let's do the best that we can to be calm, to recognize self-responsibility, self-accountability. What can we learn? What can we teach? I'm sitting here recording you on a phone. When I was a little girl, which was not that very long ago, none of this would have been possible. What is that? Everything is possible. Be calm. Eject yourself out of stressful situations with people. Do not argue. Don't. Stand up for yourself. And the best way to do that, the most helpful way and the best way to do that is to literally turn yourself inward right now and get busy finessing any and every skill you've ever needed to know that you can do at home. It is there. Bread making, sewing, cleaning certain items, cleaning your pantry, thinking of ways to create things that you might need. Yes, explaining things better to your children, spending time with your children. Go do it, because it may not be necessarily you that this is teaching for the next time, but I guarantee it's teaching your children. Be the example. I hope this finds you well. I hope you are healthy. I hope I didn't make too many people mad. If you got to think about your behavior, I guess that's the goal. We've got a lot of videos coming your way. Who knows what they're going to be, right? Pray for you. Pray for our country. Pray for our nation. Pray for our leaders, whether you like them or not. We're in this together. See you on the next video.